And now, coming to you straight from the 505's most news-biting source of politic commentainment, it's the New Mexico Inquisition with Danger Cavaros.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We got a great studio audience tonight. Welcome to episode 12 of the New Mexico Inquisition, season 2. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's right. We got a great show tonight for United States Congress. We have Deb Haaland in the house. What's up? All right. Also, my dear friend, New Mexico Inquisition political analyst Isaiah Yazzie is back on the show tonight. We just love Isaiah. Also, the audience just got warmed up by him. He's a very funny, good friend of mine. Comedian Royal Wood will be joining our panel. So let's get to the news. What's going on in the news? The legislature is about finished up here. We got a $6.3 billion budget that's been peacefully agreed to and set on Governor Martinez's desk for her to sign. I just hope she doesn't throw it off a balcony. No, we're not going to let the pizza party go. Come on. Don't even ask. What else is going on? Mayor Tim Keller of Albuquerque and City Councilor Pat Davis are taking on the Sahara Motel. This is in the news. They're calling it a public nuisance after the police department has been called to the motel over 400 times in the last year for everything from prostitution to drug use to dead bodies. That's right. That's not funny. Who laughed at that? Dead bodies. We got curious about what's going on with the Sahara Motel, so we got on TripAdvisor and we read some reviews. But before we get to that, we noticed in the comment section underneath on TripAdvisor, someone asked, "How do I get prostitutes?" And somebody responded, "Go to the Sahara Motel, they live there." That's real. One of the reviews of the Sahara Motel said that it's still a work in progress. What does that mean? Like they're still getting hassled about the hookers and smack? I don't understand. Another review said, "Friendly owners, great prices, it's quiet, and I'm satisfied." You know, it's quiet because everybody's dead or on drugs. Business Insider magazine recently did a little scoop on New Mexico. They kind of dogged us a little bit. It's kind of bad. They singled out 2 places as tourist traps. First of all, they said the Four Corners area is just a big cheesy photo op, which is kind of true. And then they labeled the entire city of Roswell as a giant gimmick. Can you imagine living in Roswell like, hey! I noticed the Business Insider left out the number 1 tourist trap in the 505, and that's auto theft. That's right. Drive to New Mexico, leave on foot. U.S. Marshals recently arrested a 59-year-old who had been charged in Michigan for some sexual misconduct. His name was Michael Keith Burns, and he was found hiding out in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, under an assumed name. Let this be a lesson to any of you. If you want to hide out under a fake name, don't hide out in a city with a fake name. A substitute teacher in Carlsbad is under fire. She just lost her job. She got on social media after some parents were withholding their kids from school after a threat of a school shooting came out. And then what she did is she posted this. She said, "I'm still getting paid, and I'm still going to mark your kids absent if he or she aren't there. Your choice." Boo. Not cool. She also posted a meme that had a picture of a teacher holding a gun to a student that said, "I have a legal right to kill you in my classroom." Ooh. I guess that's just what happens whenever the job requirement for being a substitute teacher is being able to play a video. You know, you mix her two posts together and basically she's saying that she gets paid to kill kids. Yeah, but that she just lost her job, so she's not getting paid anymore. So I hear APD's hiring. You want to kill some kids? Bow, 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 bow! The New Mexico Gas Company is asking state regulators to approve a 1.4% rate increase on bills across the state, which goes to show that the old adage is true. Ask gas or grass, nobody rides for free. This one's kind of an old story, but we read online that a Del Norte High School student spent 10 hours in the emergency room after crushing her hand underneath a bench that fell on her on campus. And there was fears that she might not even get the use of her fingers back. So that was kind of sad. Of course, President Trump weighed in online. He said that he would have thrown his unprotected fingers under the bench to protect hers. He would have done it so fast. He also said that if the teachers on campus had been armed, they could have shot at the bench. Pow, 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 pow! New Mexico poet Santiago Baca is performing tonight at the Grant County Detention Center. All right, go Santiago. Slam poetry? More like slammer poetry. I thought there was an amendment about cruel and unusual punishment. I'm just kidding. I love poetry. Words, pauses, melodramatic platitudes with disaffected attitudes. My Zia tattoo is a petroglyph to a future full of gratitude. Peace. Oh, thank you. All right, we got a great show for tonight. Thanks for sticking around. We'll be right back with Deb Haaland after these messages. Welcome back to the New Mexico Inquisition. I'm Danger K. Varos. We got a special guest tonight, but first, I want to introduce my good friend, political analyst, Isaiah Yazzie, to my right here, everybody. We got Isaiah Yazzie in the house. He brought his new haircut, and it's on TV now for millions to see. Ooh. Millions.
Ooh. And I'm single. 5 years.
Now, Isaiah, what do you think you're doing wrong? Is it the cuffs? You should have just had them down.
Oh, the prince. I went for the prince.
This is
cuffs.
the prince. Yeah. No, you know what? Leave it.
Leave it.
You'll get a girl in no time. And to my left is our special guest. For United States Congress, we have Deb Haaland in the house tonight.
Yeah!
Thank you so much for coming on to our little show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Isaiah was extremely excited.
Here. I really love the set decorations and everything.
Yeah, this is all stuff that Isaiah brought. He was stoked.
So nice. Thank you, Isaiah. I feel very much at home.
I'm using my blanket, so don't worry. This is my blanket.
Now these are clean.
Not this one. That's why I'm using this one.
Okay, guys. Also, our other guest is comedian Royal Wood. We have joined us on the panel tonight.
Wait a minute. Can we just talk about the fact that Danger just walked out the window like it was a Tracy Chapman video? I thought he was going to say, "Go through my window." Wait. Do y'all remember Clarissa Explains It All? Yeah, Nick. Y'all remember Sam? Yes, I thought he was gonna have a sound effect like Sam, like this is New Mexico Inquisition. Wow. Like I thought that was gonna happen. So
and I come
thank
in
you,
like,
Danger, for having me on the show, man.
What's up,
oh! Oh, this is dope.
No, thank you for coming, and thank you for coming
Hey,
with that
Hey, this is dope, man.
tag about Tracy Chapman, who does not sing "Come Through My Window," but that's fine.
Who was it then? Was it Janis Joplin?
No, that's Melissa Etheridge who sings that.
I knew it was one of them. See, you know what?
Tracy
we have
Chapman
Google
was
for something.
Tracy Chapman would have sung about you and I moving to the city, and we can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be a living.
You got a fast car.
See, that's what I get for not.
That's
looking
all I
myself.
know.
Now, Royal, do you read much news?
Yeah, whatever comes up on Facebook.
So whatever the Russians are paying for you to see.
I don't like that. Okay. I'm gonna go back to Instagram. It's easier.
Yeah, the Russians definitely didn't think of Instagram.
Oh.
So you are aware this is a news show.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we
I
talk
do.
about the news. We're a very serious show.
Okay. All right, serious
so-
thing. Also, this is Isaiah's blanket, so very serious.
Isaiah, did you notice anything cool in the news?
In Farmington, there was this teenager who took off with the squad car.
Oh, yeah, I saw the video.
She was drunk, but while she was sitting in the truck, she just was like,
Yeah, and remember the reason that she
She
gave?
got into the.
yeah, and she booked
took
it.
off.
Oh, she didn't care, huh?
She took
said
off and then she
swerve.
crashed.
Yeah, she said swerve. It was.
And do you remember the reason that she gave to the officers for her whole night of debauchery? She missed her boyfriend.
She missed her boyfriend.
She missed her boyfriend.
Sometimes you gotta get to your babe. That's how you gotta do it, though.
What about you, Deb? You see anything in the news that was interesting to you this week?
Well, what I thought was interesting was that President Trump threatened to put a tariff on steel and aluminum, and then he said, oh, wait a minute, I think I'll change my mind. So who knows? In the morning, you hear something from the White House, and in the afternoon, it's just different. So
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I read that a White House source leaked to the press that he was cranky when he decided that.
I think he's cranky every day. I think he's cranky every single day because he really makes some crazy decisions in there.
Yeah, like I wake up cranky and I, have 2 cups of coffee instead of 1. And Trump wakes up cranky and he starts a trade war.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be cranky if I woke up and it looked like that too. I'd be like, oh!
How long do you think it takes him to get ready in the morning?
5 hours.
5 hours?
Yes, because the hair and the body paint and the whole 9 yards. It takes a long time.
Here's going open mic.
It takes a long time.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say either 5 hours or like 30 seconds.
I would love to see that on the Congress floor. You know why I'm here? What would you say? Sorry, I didn't know what I would say.
So yeah, you're running for Congress.
Indeed. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And if you're to win, and you'll win if the voters show up and vote for you. I'm
Yep.
looking at you, voters.
Vote, people!
Yes, and
those people out
there's
there.
so many people here that I could probably win with.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah! We all count as 100 million votes
That's right. That's right.
in New Mexico.
And if you were to win, you'll be the very first female Native American Congress person in the history of the country. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah!
History!
Congress has never heard a voice like mine.
That's absolutely true.
They need to.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. So we want to make sure to encourage everybody to go out.
I growing up native mom, whew, it was tough.
Wait, you're a native mom?
No. Growing up, I had a native mom. Crazy. She didn't let things slide, and that's why I think Deb will do great in Congress.
I'm glad.
She'll use the.
And look how well you turned out.
Yeah.
The hair, everybody, the hair! Oh, he hit the spin!
So, moms, they have to be strict sometimes.
Yep.
So.
Single for 5 years. Look how great he turned out. No, I also heard him say that he grew up as a Native mother.
Yeah, so it's kind of.
I think he meant to say he was raised by a native mother. And
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
You ain't gonna lie to him.
so he,
You ain't gonna lie for his behalf.
Before the
he-
haircut, I did look like a native mother.
Wait, did you have bangs and everything?
Yeah, it was just like a bad Susanna Martinez haircut.
Now, I've met your mom, and she is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. She's absolutely sweet, and she did a great job. I love you, dude.
Thank you.
Oh, that was the most sweetest thing I've ever heard. To date.
Yes.
So, I mean.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break with that, so hold that love in your hearts, and we'll be right back after these messages to get to some real issues.
Yeah!
Yes. Welcome back to the New Mexico Inquisition. We've got Deb Haaland for U.S. Congress here. You know, Deb, I learned a little bit about you before you came on the show. You used to be the chair of the Democratic Party
I was.
of New Mexico.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was a lot of hard work, and it was a volunteer job. So I'm just throwing that in because, you know, you get a lot of people complaining to you, and, you know, you do that all for free. Just
Complaining?
saying.
What kind of complaints did
Well,
you get
you
as a
know,
chair?
everybody wants to be heard.
That's true. Yeah,
So that
Wait,
was fine with
wait.
me. though.
I'm
That
just
was
kidding.
fine with me. I get that.
Yeah, I remember there was.
But you know what? During the time I was state chair, I had my cell phone number on the website. Anybody could call me if they wanted to. I just, you know, I was open, transparent.
That's good.
As a matter of fact, I have a question right now. I got a question actually. From being a person of color myself, from one to that's racist. How many times has somebody come up to you and been like, "Oh, I'm part Native as well"? Like, because I get that as well, but it's white dudes saying I'm black from the waist down. You know, it's like I get that. Oh God, I get that. Like, I mean,
Well,
like, how do you feel about that? Like,
I feel that, you know, it's up to the person. We self-identify, right? I mean, I'm an enrolled member of Laguna Pueblo, so if somebody asked me to prove that I'm Native, I would, you know,
you got a card?
I would pull out my card.
You got a card?
However, I don't ask people for their cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take them at their word, so.
Is that technically you pulling a race card?
Oh, yeah. I guess that would be.
Well, I think that the Supreme Court actually designated Indian tribes a political group, not a race.
Okay.
So when when you're filling out applications, usually Native American isn't under the race section.
Oh, okay.
So
However they
let's ask
determine.
you a couple questions about if you should win and you're there on the floor of the House. How would you vote on a couple things? Like, let's say they want to impeach Trump. How would you vote on that?
No, I'm kidding. That's a very easy decision, actually.
Okay.
I would vote yes, impeach him. Let's save the 5 hours in the morning for another president.
What about if the issue of free 4-year college tuition came up? How do you feel about that?
If I could vote for that, of course I'd vote for it. I'm still paying my student loans off, so I know what that's like.
Yeah, that's good.
And my daughter, even though she went to UNM on the lottery scholarship, thank you very much to Democrats.
And me,
Yeah!
and me for buying lottery tickets.
How many did you buy? Apparently a lot for the New Mexico lottery, huh?
I bought like 2.
Well, every little bit helps. Thank you.
So she went to college
And even though she had the lottery scholarship, she still has 5-figure student loans right now. And this
Yeah.
is the start of her professional life, right? So I don't want to see students saddled with tremendous debt.
I think that's probably the biggest shot in the arm the economy could possibly get is freeing all those young people of their debt.
Absolutely, yes. Then they can buy houses and new cars and electric cars maybe for the environment.
Isaiah, you could buy a house.
And get
I don't have to use my car.
As
Still
a
in my
house.
car.
That doesn't make any sense.
5 years
earlier.
single.
My bad.
How about if the issue of single-payer health care came up? How do you feel about single-payer?
Medicare for all. Every American deserves health care. It should be a a right. Healthcare is a right, not a privilege.
That really is good,
So-
just because every time, like, I feel a pain, I'm like, oh, the Lord's gonna take me now. Finally, I don't gotta get Medicare. So expensive.
Right, like when you're stressed out about an injury or a sickness, that's the least you want to worry about. That's the last thing you want to worry about is whether or not you can pay out the nose for your, it's the worst thing in the world.
Absolutely. We have to take care of our children. If
So,
they're sick, they need a doctor.
Oh yeah.
This issue of the oil and gas lease at Chaco Canyon has come up. I believe the Interior Secretary Zinke, is that how you say his name? Zinky Dink?
I don't know.
He flew around the country in a helicopter in a week.
What?
I thought he rode around the country on a horse, actually.
That would have been a great photo op that the president could have definitely retweeted. So, but how do you feel about?
Well, I'm grateful that they have postponed the leases currently. They were supposed to go on sale this month. And, but it's, yeah, we can be happy about that, but we can't, we have to watch it. We have to be there in a moment's notice to protect our ancestral homeland. That's a treasure for all New Mexicans. So I'll be ready to stand up for that when they, have a harebrained idea to try and sell those leases again.
I got to say, our 4th episode into our 2nd season, and you've gotten about 8 times the applause that any other guest has gotten on. So the people love you. Yeah! The people are loving you.
Okay, I got a quick question. Where can we find out more information for?
Oh gosh, that's so easy. It's deb4congress.com.
That's so easy to remember.
Deb4congress.com.
Deb4congress.com.
And the nice thing is, there's all kinds of buttons that you can click on that website, and one of them says contribute.
Yeah, we got to get your name to that polling station for sure. So while we're talking about Chaco Canyon, I guess we should talk about climate a little bit. I understand you've been an advocate for some renewable energy in New Mexico.
Absolutely, yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, look, we have almost 300 days of sun per year in New Mexico, and we should do something with all of that natural energy, shouldn't we? Every
Like solar panels and stuff?
So did you know that the entire state of New Mexico could be powered with a solar grid the size of the city of Carlsbad?
What city is that?
It's down south. It's in Eddy County. It's a beautiful city.
It's small, so it wouldn't take much. Is the joke there?
Exactly.
I didn't.
Got it.
I've never
Okay.
been
Now
there.
you're running in Congressional District 1, correct?
Correct.
Is Carlsbad in Congressional District 1?
No, it's in 2. But
So
I
you
was
don't
just
have anything to gain from shouting out to Carlsbad?
Well, I love Carlsbad.
They got the cameras though. I've been there. Scary.
I love Carlsbad. I have good friends in Carlsbad, but I was merely stating the size of the city.
Sure,
so.
sure.
Yes, that's what
you.
what a physicist from New Mexico Tech told me. That
I got it.
I don't like math, so I mean.
It's that Native American telepathy. We're talking to each other. We're talking.
Yes.
We're talking about the
Back and
chain.
forth.
Change.
We're talking about Danger's black shirt all through in our heads.
I feel this is a conversation I'm left out of, and I'm just upset.
We just hope they're saying nice things about us
That's what I would do.
in their heads.
It's all nice.
yeah, all
I
positive.
only say nice things about people.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
That's why
applause
she
for
should be in
that?
Congress.
No applause for only saying nice things about people?
Well, except for obviously Donald Trump. Because
Yeah, she did say that.
about him earlier.
I think throwing shade doesn't classify talking smack, so it's all good.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for Deb before we
I'm
head
not
out?
gonna lie, I don't have any questions. I'm just appreciative. And yes, that's a word. That's a word, okay? Look it up. Y'all have Google. I'm just glad that you are running, you are representing what you're representing, and you are just vying to make this world a better place. So thank you, okay? Just thank you.
I think the question on all of our minds is, where's the Laguna Burgers?
Wait, Laguna Burgers.
I you should have let me know before the show. I could have brought some over.
Wait,
Sorry.
wait, we could have burgers over here?
Where, production manager?
Okay, I'm leaving. Look, I'm leaving. I'm
Laguna
going.
Burgers next time.
All right, you got any shows coming up you want to plug, Royal? No, this is not going to air till next week. So
Oh,
keep
I
that in
know,
mind.
but actually, I'm about to start a new variety show that's about to be coming out soon. Also, my DVD, Stupid Foolish, is about to be coming out soon as well. So also check out Facebook, Roll A Wood III, for my broadcast, Woodstart the broadcast. So that's pretty much what's going on.
All right.
So.
And also debforcongress.com.
Yes, DEBFOR, not the number 4, the word.
Deb for
Oh,
Congress.
so you gotta spell it out.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
better.
swag.
That's more mature. It's also more mature to say mature like mature.
Oh, can I add in one more thing?
Yes.
Also, I'm gonna be over in Durango, Colorado, around like the end of the month for the cannabis crawl. So a whole bunch of comments going out there. It's gonna be a fun time. So yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. One more question. Deb, medicinal marijuana, for or against it?
Of course I'm for it.
All right, that's our show. Thanks for joining us on the New Mexico Inquisition. Good night.